Most people think their financial life is shaped only by income, how much they earn, how much they save, how much they invest. And of course, those things matter. But there is something deeper that quietly shapes many of our financial decisions. It is mindset. More specifically, the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset. And this difference matters more than many people realize. Because the way you think about money, opportunity, risk, people, and your future will affect the way you make decisions every single day. So in this video, I want to explain the difference between a scarcity mindset and an abundance mindset, especially when it comes to money, but also when it comes to life, business, relationships, and personal growth. And before we continue, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below. That really helps us grow the channel and helps more people find simple lessons on business, money, and smarter decisions. Let's start with a simple definition. A scarcity mindset believes there is never enough. Not enough money, not enough time, not enough opportunity, not enough success, not enough room for other people to win. A scarcity mindset sees life through lack. It says, if someone else wins, I lose. If I spend money, I may never get it back. If I try and fail, everything is over. There are no good opportunities for people like me. I have to hold on tightly because there may not be more. Now let's compare that with an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset believes there is room to grow. It does not deny problems. It does not pretend that money is unlimited. It does not mean being careless or unrealistic. A healthy abundance mindset says, there are opportunities to learn. I can become more valuable. I can create more value. I can make better decisions. I can recover from mistakes. Other people's success does not destroy my future. That is very different. Scarcity says, there is never enough. Abundance says, there is room to grow, create, learn, and build. Now let's be clear. An abundance mindset does not mean you ignore reality. It does not mean you spend money you do not have. It does not mean you take foolish risks. And it does not mean you pretend that life is always easy. That would not be wisdom. Real abundance thinking is not fantasy. It is a mindset of responsibility, growth, possibility, and wise stewardship. And that is why it matters so much. Let's talk about how scarcity mindset shows up in money. The first way is fear-based financial decision-making. When people operate from scarcity, they often make decisions from panic. They may be afraid to invest in learning, afraid to start a business, afraid to ask for a raise, afraid to try something new, afraid to lose what little they have. Now, caution can be wise. But fear is not the same as wisdom. Wisdom calculates risk. Fear avoids everything. Wisdom asks good questions. Fear shuts everything down. For example, a person with a scarcity mindset may say, I cannot afford to learn a new skill. But a person with a healthier abundance mindset may ask, what skill could help me become more valuable over the next year? That is a different question, and different questions create different decisions. The second way scarcity mindset shows up is through short-term thinking. When people believe there is never enough, they often focus only on immediate survival or immediate comfort. They may spend emotionally because they feel deprived. They may avoid planning because the future feels overwhelming. They may ignore money problems because facing them feels too painful. Or they may chase fast money because they do not believe slow growth will work. Scarcity mindset often creates pressure, and pressure often creates poor decisions. Abundance mindset, on the other hand, gives room for long-term thinking. It says, I do not need to fix everything today, but I can take one wise step. I can build slowly. I can learn. I can create margin. I can become stronger over time. That kind of thinking creates better financial behavior. The third way scarcity mindset shows up is comparison. A scarcity mindset looks at other people's success and feels threatened. If someone else is doing well, scarcity says, why not me? They got lucky. There is less for me now. I am falling behind. But abundance mindset sees other people's success differently. It can say, what can I learn? What did they do well? What principle can I apply? Their success proves that growth is possible. This is powerful because comparison can either poison you or teach you. Scarcity turns comparison into jealousy. Abundance turns comparison into learning. Now let's make this practical in business. A person with a scarcity mindset may be afraid to share ideas because they think someone will steal them. They may be afraid to collaborate because they think everyone is competition. They may undercharge because they do not believe their work has value. Or they may overprotect every opportunity because they think another one will never come. But a person with an abundance mindset thinks differently. They understand that value can grow. Relationships can create opportunity. Skills can improve. Markets can expand. And trust can build more business over time. That does not mean they are naive. They still use wisdom. They still protect important things. They still make careful decisions, but they are not controlled by fear. That is the key difference. Scarcity mindset is controlled by lack. Abundance mindset is guided by possibility and responsibility. Now let's talk about one big misunderstanding. Some people think abundance mindset means saying, I am rich, even when they are broke. That is not what I mean. Abundance mindset is not pretending. It is not lying to yourself. It is not ignoring your bank account. A real abundance mindset can look at a difficult situation honestly and still say, this is not where I want to be, but I can improve. I may not have much right now, but I can learn how to manage better. I may be behind, but I am not finished. I can take responsibility and move forward. That is strong thinking. It is honest, but hopeful. Realistic, but not defeated. And that is exactly the kind of mindset many people need. So how do you move from scarcity to abundance? Let me give you 5 practical steps. Step 1, pay attention to your language. Your words reveal your mindset. Listen to the phrases you repeat. Do you often say, I never have enough, I cannot afford anything, there are no opportunities, people like me cannot succeed, money always disappears, I am always behind? Those words may feel normal, but they shape your thinking. So begin replacing scarcity language with growth language. Instead of saying, I cannot afford it, ask, how could I prepare for this wisely? Instead of saying, there are no opportunities, ask, what opportunity could I create by becoming more useful? Instead of saying, I am bad with money, say, I am learning to make better money decisions. This is not fake positivity. It is training your mind to think more responsibly. Step 2, create financial clarity. Scarcity often grows in confusion. When people do not know where their money goes, everything feels more stressful. So one of the best ways to fight scarcity is to bring order. Track your spending. Know your income. Know your expenses. Know your debts. Know your goals. Clarity creates calm, and calm creates better decisions. Many people do not need more panic. They need more truth. Step 3, build small wins. Abundance mindset grows when you prove to yourself that change is possible. You do not need to become financially free in 1 month. Start small. Save a small amount. Pay off one small debt. Learn one useful skill. Start one small project. Finish one thing you keep delaying. Small wins matter because they create evidence. They tell your brain, I can change, I can grow, I can make progress. That kind of evidence builds confidence. Step 4, invest in becoming more valuable. One of the healthiest forms of abundance thinking is personal growth. A scarcity mindset says, I only have what I have. An abundance mindset says, I can become more. You can learn better communication. You can learn sales. You can learn financial basics. You can learn AI tools. You can learn business skills. You can learn how to serve people better. The more useful you become, the more opportunities you can often create. This is why personal development matters so much. Not because books or courses are magic, but because growth changes your capacity, and capacity changes your future. Step 5, practice generosity and gratitude. This may sound surprising in a money video, but it matters. Scarcity mindset always focuses on what is missing. Gratitude trains your mind to notice what is present. Generosity reminds you that money is not only about fear and self-protection. Now, generosity does not mean being foolish. It does not mean giving what you cannot afford. But even small acts of generosity can break the feeling that you must hold everything tightly. Gratitude says, I see what I have. Generosity says, I am not controlled by fear. Both help reshape the heart and the mind. Now let's bring this together. Scarcity mindset says, there is never enough. I must protect everything. Other people's success threatens me. I cannot change. I am stuck. Abundance mindset says, I can learn. I can grow. I can create value. I can make better decisions. I can build slowly. There is room for others to win, and there is room for me to grow too. That is the difference. And when it comes to money, this difference is huge. Because scarcity makes people reactive. Abundance helps people become intentional. Scarcity creates fear. Abundance creates responsibility. Scarcity says, hold on because there may never be more. abundance says. Steward what you have, grow what you can, and keep moving forward. So here's the bottom line. Your mindset does not replace action. You still need discipline. You still need work. You still need planning. You still need wise money habits. But mindset affects all of those things. Because the way you think shapes the way you choose. And the way you choose shapes the life you build. So here is your action step. This week, pay attention to one scarcity thought that keeps showing up in your life. Maybe it is about money. Maybe it is about time. Maybe it is about opportunity. Maybe it is about your future. Write that thought down. Then write a healthier, abundance-based thought next to it. Not fantasy, not denial, but a better, stronger, more responsible belief. Then practice acting from that belief for 7 days. Because change begins when you stop letting fear write the story of your life. If this video helped you, subscribe to Business Made Simple, like the video, and leave a comment below telling me where you see scarcity mindset most often today. Money, time, business, relationships, or personal growth. That really helps us grow the channel, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching.